Waking up again and again at night can quietly steal your health and energy. Ignoring it may put your sleep and daily performance at risk. But there is a proven natural way to calm your nights and restore your rest. Have you ever wondered why so many people, even those who live healthy lives, still find themselves waking up multiple times at night to rush to the bathroom? It's a problem that often goes unspoken, yet it affects millions of people and disrupts the very foundation of good health, restful sleep. Tonight, I want to guide you through a journey, one that may completely shift the way you look at your evening habits. And let me promise you this, if you stay with me until the end, I'll reveal an extra step, a bonus practice that can enhance everything you're about to learn. It's simple, it's natural, and it's something almost nobody talks about. Think about how many times you've heard people joke about not being able to get a full night's sleep past a certain age, as if it's just a part of life. But here's the truth. It's not just about age. It's about the small choices we make daily that add up to big consequences when the lights go out. Sleep is more than rest. It's a time when your body repairs, restores, and resets. When that's interrupted again and again, you're not just tired the next day. You may also notice mood swings, slower concentration, weaker memory, and even subtle changes in your long-term well-being. And yet, most people never stop to connect the dots between what they do in the evening and the urgency that wakes them up after midnight. Imagine a man finishing dinner with a tall glass of soda, or a woman unwinding after work with a strong cup of coffee to push through a late-night project. It seems harmless, doesn't it? But those habits, repeated night after night, are like quiet thieves stealing hours of restorative sleep. In fact, studies have shown that even a modest amount of caffeine consumed in the evening can linger in the body for up to 6 hours, sometimes more. That's enough to keep your bladder stimulated long after you've gone to bed. And it's not only caffeine. Sugary drinks, artificial sweeteners, and alcohol also play a role, irritating the bladder and sending signals that make it harder to sleep deeply. You might be surprised to learn that even a small cup of hot chocolate at night can be a hidden trigger. Chocolate contains both sugar and caffeine, even if in smaller amounts, and when paired with milk or cream, it can increase nighttime urination. This doesn't mean you must avoid every comfort you love, but it does mean paying attention to timing. What you enjoy at 9 p.m. may still be influencing your body at 3 a.m. And here's where it becomes even more surprising. Most people think it's just the amount of liquid they drink that causes urgency, but that's not the full story. It's when you drink, what you drink, and how your body processes it during those final hours before sleep. That's why one of the most important shifts you can make is simply changing the rhythm of your hydration. Drink plenty of water earlier in the day and reduce stimulating or irritating beverages as evening approaches. This single step can already bring dramatic improvements for many people. But let me be clear, ignoring this change is not a small matter. Sleep disruption doesn't just leave you groggy, it can quietly interfere with your immune system, your cardiovascular health, and your emotional balance. The body needs consistent, uninterrupted rest to perform its nightly repair work. When we rob it of that, even unintentionally, we are creating an environment where our health is always operating below its potential. That's why this is more than a tip. It's a commitment to respecting your body's natural rhythms. And the reward is greater than you might expect. Waking up refreshed, energized, and ready to face the day without that heavy fog of broken sleep. By starting with this first step, you are laying the foundation for nights of peace instead of frustration. But don't stop here, because what comes next is even more essential. It's not only about what you drink, it's about a hidden factor in the foods you eat. Something so common in American diets that most people never question it. And ignoring it can mean that even if you fix your drinking habits, you'll still struggle with urgency. The next step is one of the most important, and overlooking it won't just limit your progress. It may even bring unintended consequences for your health. Now that you've seen how something as simple as evening drinks can disrupt your rest, let's go even deeper into another overlooked trigger. It's not in your coffee cup this time. It's on your plate. Many people think only about liquids when they consider bladder urgency at night, but there's another silent culprit hiding in plain sight: the food choices that sneak into your evening routine. Picture a classic late-night snack, A slice of pizza, a handful of chips, maybe a quick microwave dinner after a long day. These foods are convenient, they're comforting, and they're deeply woven into the modern lifestyle. Yet, they carry a secret consequence that most people never suspect. The high sodium content in these meals doesn't just leave you thirsty, it sets off a chain reaction in your body. Sodium makes you retain fluid temporarily, but as your body works to balance itself during the night, those fluids are pushed through your system, sending urgent signals to your bladder when you should be sound asleep. This is not a minor detail. Excess salt doesn't just influence fluid retention, it also burdens the kidneys, which then work harder while you rest. The result? Your bladder is more active, and your sleep is less restorative. What's even more surprising is that it's not only about salt in isolation. When high-sodium foods are paired with refined carbohydrates, like pizza dough, crackers, or processed snacks, the effect is magnified. This combination spikes blood sugar, increases thirst, and sets the stage for an even greater push to eliminate fluids at night. It's like adding fuel to a fire you didn't even know was burning. Think about how deeply this is ingrained in American habits. Movie nights with popcorn, late dinners heavy with fast food, or even so-called healthy frozen meals that hide massive amounts of sodium. These are everyday patterns, and over time, they carve into the quality of your sleep more than you might imagine. It's not just about waking up groggy. It's about how these repeated interruptions chip away at memory, focus, and even emotional stability. Night after night, this cycle erodes the very foundation of good health. But here's the twist that often shocks people. Many of those who cut back on caffeine in the evening still find themselves waking up to use the bathroom, and they can't understand why. The answer often is right here on the dinner table. By overlooking what's in your food, you may unknowingly sabotage your progress. That's why addressing this hidden factor is essential, not optional, if you want to reduce bladder urgency after dark. So what can you do? The key is not to eliminate everything you enjoy, but to rebalance. Opt for lighter evening meals with fresh vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins that are naturally lower in sodium. Prepare snacks that satisfy without overloading your body with salt. Pay attention to labels. Many frozen or packaged items contain far more sodium than you expect. These small adjustments don't just reduce nighttime urgency, they support your heart, your blood pressure, and your long-term vitality. And here's something that may surprise you even more. By shifting your food habits, you also change your body's hydration patterns. Instead of flooding your system overnight, your fluids are processed steadily throughout the day, leaving your nights calmer and your mornings brighter. This is where true transformation begins, not by giving up comfort, but by choosing comfort that also respects your health. Neglecting this step, however, has consequences beyond a restless night. Over time, it can deepen the cycle of disrupted sleep, stress your kidneys, and silently wear down the energy reserves your body needs for healing and renewal. That's why ignoring it is not an option if you want real results. And this leads us to something even more unexpected. Because it's not just about food or drinks, it's about how your body responds to the invisible weight of tension carried from your day into the night. The next insight reveals how your mind and emotions quietly influence your bladder, and why overlooking this connection doesn't just block progress. It can create setbacks you never anticipated. If food can quietly shape the way your bladder behaves at night, imagine what happens when you add the invisible weight of daily stress into the equation. We often think of urgency as something physical, purely biological, but your mind and emotions play a far bigger role than most people realize. The body and mind are not separate. They are partners in everything, including the way your bladder responds after dark. Think of a typical day. You rush from one responsibility to another, facing deadlines, traffic, or family demands. By the time night comes, your body may be physically tired, but your mind is still racing. That tension shows up in ways you might not expect. Stress triggers the release of hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones prepare your body to react quickly, but they also interfere with normal relaxation. And here's the surprising part. They can actually increase bladder sensitivity, making you feel the urge to go even when your bladder isn't truly full. Have you ever noticed how during stressful moments you feel like you need to use the bathroom more often? That's not your imagination. It's your body's nervous system amplifying signals. This same pattern carries into the night if you go to bed without unwinding properly. The more tense your system is, the more easily your bladder sends alarms. And when those alarms wake you up, the quality of your sleep suffers dramatically. In fact, studies show that people with higher stress levels report more frequent nighttime bathroom visits than those who manage stress well, even when their diets and hydration are similar. It's not just about what you consume, it's about how your body interprets signals under stress. When the nervous system is on high alert, everything feels more urgent, including the bladder. This is why learning to quiet the mind before bed is not optional. It's as vital as choosing the right foods or drinks. Thankfully, the solutions are natural, simple, and profoundly effective. One of the most powerful practices is slow, deep breathing. Just 5 minutes of focused breath, drawing air deep into your belly and releasing it slowly, signals your body that it is safe, turning off the stress response and allowing your organs, including your bladder, to rest. Another practice is gentle stretching before bed. Imagine spending 2 minutes rolling your shoulders, loosening tight hips, or releasing tension in your lower back. These movements may seem small, but they unlock stored tension that often builds throughout the day. When your body is more relaxed, your bladder is less reactive, and your sleep is more restorative. Herbal teas like chamomile or passion flower, prepared without sugar or additives, can also assist. They encourage relaxation and calm the nervous system, helping you transition into deeper rest. But remember, timing is key. Enjoy them a little earlier in the evening, giving your body time to process the fluid before you fall asleep. It's easy to overlook these steps because they don't feel as tangible as avoiding salt or caffeine. But don't underestimate their power. Nighttime urgency is as much about the state of your nervous system as it is about your bladder. You are not just calming your mind, you are training your body to stay balanced and resilient. When people neglect this step, the consequences ripple beyond the night. Chronic stress paired with poor rest weakens the immune system, clouds mental clarity, and can even raise blood pressure. What begins as a simple urgency issue can quietly transform into a cycle of exhaustion and strain that touches every part of life. By addressing stress before bed, you're not only protecting your bladder, you're safeguarding your overall health. Imagine the difference of waking up after a full night's rest, feeling refreshed, calm, and ready for the day, compared to dragging yourself out of bed after fragmented sleep. That difference often starts with a simple act of preparation, releasing tension before sleep instead of carrying it with you into the night. But here's where the journey takes another turn. Because even if you master your evening drinks, your meals, and your stress, there's still a critical factor that can undo everything. It's about timing, a hidden detail that, if ignored, keeps your body working against itself. The next insight is one of the most important, and neglecting it will not only reduce your results, but could also create side effects you never expected. Once you understand how stress and tension can shape your nights, it's time to uncover another hidden influence that often slips past unnoticed: the timing of your hydration. Many people assume the problem is simply drinking too much water overall, but that's not the truth. The issue is when you drink it. Your bladder and kidneys follow a rhythm, just like your heart and brain, and working with that rhythm instead of against it can change everything. Consider how most Americans hydrate. They often go through the day distracted, forgetting to drink enough water during work hours. By evening, thirst finally catches up, leading to tall glasses of water at dinner or even right before bed. On the surface, this seems like a good habit. Staying hydrated is essential. But this pattern places the bulk of your body's fluid processing at the very moment you're trying to rest. And when the kidneys are busy late at night, your bladder is too. It may surprise you to learn that even healthy hydration can backfire if poorly timed. Drinking a large amount of fluid in the 2 hours before bedtime dramatically increases the chance of waking up during the night. The bladder is not meant to handle such concentrated work while your body is trying to enter its deepest stages of rest. Instead of repairing tissue, balancing hormones, and consolidating memory, your body is forced to keep systems alert to manage fluids. Think of it like asking your coworkers to finish a big project just as everyone is leaving for the day. The timing makes the task harder and leaves everyone exhausted. Your body works the same way. If you push most of your hydration into the evening, you are essentially forcing your system to stay on duty when it should be recharging. The solution is not to drink less water, it's to shift when you drink it. Aim to front-load your hydration earlier in the day. Drink water consistently from morning through late afternoon so that by the time evening arrives, your body has already processed what it needs. This simple adjustment allows your organs to complete fluid regulation while you're awake, leaving your nights calmer and uninterrupted. To make this easier, create small rituals. Keep a water bottle at your desk and sip throughout the day. Add slices of lemon, cucumber, or mint if plain water feels dull. Notice how your energy levels rise when you hydrate regularly instead of waiting until night. By the time dinner comes, you can drink moderately without fear of overburdening your system later. It's also worth noting that evening exercise can play a role. Many people go to the gym after work and rehydrate heavily afterward, sometimes within an hour of bedtime. While staying hydrated after physical activity is important, it's equally important to give your body time to process those fluids before sleep. Try finishing intense workouts earlier in the evening or gradually rehydrating instead of gulping large amounts at once. Ignoring this detail doesn't just cause interruptions, it undermines the deeper purpose of sleep. Without sustained rest, the immune system struggles, concentration weakens, and the repair processes that keep you strong are cut short. Over time, this creates more than restless nights. It creates a life lived at less than your full potential. Imagine how different your mornings could feel if your nights were uninterrupted. No rushing to the bathroom in the dark, no groggy eyes at sunrise. Instead, you wake up energized, with your body having completed its full cycle of renewal. That transformation is within reach by simply respecting your body's natural timing. But we're not done yet. Because even with the right drinks, the right meals, reduced stress, and proper hydration timing, there's one final piece of the puzzle that ties everything together. It's about preparation, the specific way to create a calming ritual that supports both your bladder and your mind. This next step is one of the most important, and overlooking it won't just slow your progress. It could lead to setbacks you never intended. You've now seen how drinks, foods, stress, and hydration timing each shape your nights. But there's another hidden influence, one that most people never think about until it's explained. It's not about what you consume or even how you feel. It's about the clock itself. The human body runs on rhythms, and the way you align or misalign with those rhythms can make all the difference between a full night of rest and hours of tossing, turning, and waking to the bathroom. Your body is built with an internal timing system called the circadian rhythm. It doesn't just tell you when to feel sleepy or awake. It regulates nearly every process, from hormone release to kidney function. That means your bladder's activity is also influenced by this clock. When you respect your circadian rhythm, your organs work in harmony and your nights are calmer. But when you disrupt it, you unknowingly create conditions that invite nighttime urgency. Think about common habits in modern life: late dinners at 9 or 10 p.m., late-night snacking during a favorite TV show, hitting the gym just an hour before bed, and then rehydrating heavily, staying on screens that delay the body's natural signals for rest. All of these push your body to operate outside its rhythm, which confuses the delicate balance that keeps your bladder calm during sleep. It's not just about drinking less late at night. It's about choosing a cutoff point that allows your system to reset. For many people, that cutoff is 2 hours before bedtime. By giving your body at least that window, you allow fluids to move through your system in time to rest without disturbance. This small but powerful habit means that by the time you're in your deepest sleep stages, your bladder is quiet and your body is truly free to repair itself. It's a detail that seems minor, yet it's often the missing piece in the puzzle. What's remarkable is how quickly the body responds to this adjustment. People who have struggled for years with restless nights often find relief within days of changing their hydration schedule and respecting a nightly cutoff. It's a clear reminder that the body wants balance. It just needs the right support. And by respecting the rhythm of your organs, you are not only reducing urgency, but also protecting your cardiovascular system, your memory, and your emotional stability. Of course, it's not only liquids that need timing. Eating earlier in the evening and avoiding heavy, salty, or sugary meals late at night gives your body the same chance to reset. When you eat too close to bedtime, your system is still busy digesting, which indirectly stimulates the bladder as well. By moving your biggest meals earlier in the day and leaving lighter, cleaner foods for the evening, you free your body to enter the deeper rest it craves. Ignoring this principle can have ripple effects beyond bathroom visits. When your rhythm is constantly disrupted, you risk weakening your immune system, reducing hormone balance, and eroding the clarity that comes from deep, restorative sleep. Over time, this doesn't just affect your nights. It affects your energy, your focus, and your long-term well-being. That's why this step is not a suggestion. It's a foundation for lasting change. Imagine the difference of going to bed with a system that is ready to rest, not still working overtime to process fluids and foods. Imagine lying down and slipping into deep sleep without interruptions, waking up hours later feeling like your body has fully recharged. That's the gift of respecting your body's timing, and it's a gift available to anyone willing to make this simple but profound shift. And yet, there's one more step that completes the journey. Because even with the right drinks, foods, relaxation, hydration timing, and respect for your rhythm, you need a final preparation that ties it all together. It's not just about avoiding harm, it's about actively building a nightly ritual that signals peace to your body and your mind. This last step is one of the most important of all, and neglecting it won't just stall your progress, it could even reverse it in ways you may not expect. Every choice we've uncovered so far, your evening drinks, your meals, your stress, your hydration timing, and your daily rhythm, leads to this final step. This is where everything comes together, where you actively prepare your body and mind for the night. Because while avoiding certain habits removes obstacles, it's the creation of a calming ritual that secures the real transformation. And tonight, I will not only show you how to build that ritual, but also reveal the bonus insight I promised in the beginning, the one simple habit that can amplify all of your results. Your body responds powerfully to signals. Just as certain habits keep it alert, others tell it clearly. It's time to rest. Creating a consistent nighttime routine does more than ease you into sleep. It conditions your nervous system, your bladder, and your entire body to slow down. Without this final step, you leave your nights vulnerable to the very interruptions you've worked so hard to reduce. One of the most effective ways to prepare is with a warm, soothing herbal infusion. Chamomile is a classic choice, known for its calming properties. But what truly matters is how you prepare it. Steep 1 tablespoon of dried chamomile flowers or 1 tea bag in hot water for about 5 minutes. Avoid boiling it too long or adding sugar, as both can reduce its natural effectiveness. Drink it warm, not too hot, and give yourself at least an hour before bed to let your body process the liquid while still absorbing the calming benefits. This way, you support relaxation without triggering unnecessary urgency. Pairing this with a simple breathing exercise deepens the effect. Sit comfortably, place one hand on your belly, and take slow, steady breaths, expanding your abdomen as you inhale and releasing tension as you exhale. Do this for 5 minutes. It signals safety and calm to your body, turning off stress responses that might otherwise keep your bladder overly sensitive during the night. This simple act can make the difference between waking up restless and sleeping through until morning. Here's the bonus I promised at the very beginning, a posture adjustment that few people know about. Before lying down, spend 2 minutes with your legs elevated slightly on a pillow or cushion. This position helps your body redistribute fluids from your lower legs back into circulation, reducing the amount of work your bladder must do while you sleep. By practicing this small adjustment regularly, you not only minimize nighttime urgency, but also support healthy circulation and reduce morning swelling in your feet and ankles. It's a little-known technique, but when combined with everything you've learned so far, it has the power to multiply your results. Neglecting to create this ritual is like building a strong foundation, but never finishing the house. You may see some improvement, but you'll never experience the full stability and peace your nights could bring. By embracing this final step, you give your body a clear and consistent message. The day is over, and it is safe to rest fully. And now, think about what that means for your life. Imagine waking up day after day, refreshed, energized, and grateful for the uninterrupted sleep you once thought was impossible. Imagine your evenings becoming moments of peace instead of worry, where your choices empower you instead of hold you back. This is not just about reducing bladder urgency. It's about reclaiming your nights and, in turn, transforming your days. Knowledge, when put into action, becomes power. You now hold the keys to make meaningful changes, to protect your health, and to rediscover the strength that comes from true rest. Share this knowledge with someone who could benefit. Spread the possibility of better nights and brighter mornings. And if you found value here, stay connected, because together we can continue learning, growing, and unlocking the natural solutions that our bodies have always been waiting for.